This is Big Leagues Country Roads Rankings. Yoo-hoo!
So let's go on over to the boys now.
Woohoo.
And the top 10. And at number 10, once again, Mapleton making it in there, 7-4. There's about 30 teams on this boys' side, only 12 of them with winning records. So kind of a down year for most of the area. Although we have a couple good, really good squads at the top. Only, I'd say, 12 teams really in it for the top 10 right now because they're the only ones with winning records. So Mapleton, 7-4. I have them at number 10. At number 9, despite 4 losses, Willard, they're a good squad. They play some tough competition, so I had to have them in at number 9. At number 8, one of the teams that has a chance to play for a Firelands Conference Championship, and that's Monroeville, sitting at 7-2, 5-2 in conference. They have losses against 2 teams ahead of them in the top 10 as well. And one of them at number 7, South Central, 9-2, 6-1, South Central as well. Their lone 2 losses are the teams ahead of them in the rankings. You see how I did this, Brian? It kind of made it easy for me. At number 6, the Lucas Cubs, 7-2, 2, I guess you could say, good losses. If any losses are good, I mean, they're really good teams. They do have a win against South Central, so that's really going to help them out when it comes to district seeding, along with, going up against Monroeville, so they're at number 6. At number 5, the Bulldogs down in Howard, Ohio, East Knox. They've started off pretty well. They did lose a tough one to Centerburg. They have 2 other losses that are 3 points or less, so, a couple possessions here or there, and they could be up a couple spots in the rankings, but right now, settling in right now at number 5. At number 4, a team we saw knock off Cary, Mohawk, 9-3. They have some ballers up there at Mohawk, Brian.
They got some shooters. They got some big guys, too.
So that puts them in at number 4. Number 3, the Centerburg Trojans, 11-2, 7-0. You had a feeling that this could be a really good year for Coach Marhefka's group.
Looks like that's working out pretty good.
Yeah, they've shown out. They've already defeated the reigning state runners-up in Worthington Christian earlier this year, and they've just been rolling through the KMAX schedule. At number 2 and number 1, both undefeated squads, and both coached by a man named Sheldon. First at number 2, Western Reserve, 11-0, 7-0, the reigning, defending district champions in D3. But I got to put at number 1, Brother Dave. Colonel Crawford.
He got the win when they played head-to-head last year. They took each other off the schedule. I think it was just, too uncomfortable at the family dinners or whatever. Those are some competitive guys.
Yeah, they are. But I got Coach Dave Sheldon's group, Colonel Crawford, 10-0, 6-0. They've had some really impressive victories thus far. I saw them against Upper Sandusky, and they just, from start to finish, they took control early in the first quarter, and just with all the scores that they had, was plenty to knock off their rival. And I know you're going to see them coming up this weekend, too.
At the Eagles' Nest. Can't
wait. Your
favorite
place.
Can't wait.
So that is number 1, but, number 1 and 2 so close, and maybe, just maybe this year, we'll finally get that Sheldon versus Sheldon in a district championship, because everybody but 2 guys want to see that, and we know who the 2 guys are.
Yeah.
But I'm going to give it up now, Brian. Hate away on my top 10 for boys.
I don't even know if I can find any place to hate on the boys list.
Really?
Travis, I feel like this one, it's about as perfect as a velvet sofa. You ever sat on one of those?
No, because it's too perfect to sit on.
Oh, it's so nice. It's so nice. It's like velvet chocolate cake, except for your body to sit on, if you can imagine all that. So 1 and 2, I think they're interchangeable until one of them loses. So
if one of them loses.
That's a fair point, too, because they don't play each other, so that very well could happen. Number 4, Mohawk. Next 4 games, I was just looking at their schedule. They could be 13-3. Should have wins in all of those. They're going to stay there or move up, I think, on the list. They have to play Upper in a rematch at Sycamore after that. Number 3, no qualms with Centerburg. I agree. Yep. Marhefka, he's that dude. East Knox, they can move way up. If they can beat Centerburg, can the Dogs find a win in that game? The Lucas Cubs beat the Trojans, so that matters. And finally, Mapleton, they play South Central and Monroeville soon. So we get to find out at the bottom of the list. So I tried to even reorder some. I think this is a perfect list. So I'm going to give you 10 for 10 gold stars on this one, buddy.
How about that? And those 2 teams that I said outside of the top 10 with a chance, I still had to mention them. The Northmore Golden Knights sitting there. Tough loss last night against Fredericktown. They would be in the top 10. And then Crestline, 6-4. So they have some games, they've still got to play Lucas, Loudonville, some teams like that. So maybe they can squeak in. But those are the only 12 teams. All the other small schools, show me something. maybe you can get into the top 10. But that'll do it for the first time. I promise you we will get better as we move on. But Ski and I will be back next Wednesday.